We learned last week that I could level up my Chocobo. I knew my Chocobo could level up. I didn't know that it could. I had to manually proc it. So step one for me is I want to find where to buy more Gashal greens, which I believe are somewhere in. I can buy them in Lumsa. The next step is we're finally getting back to the what's it called? Main story quest. So let me just real quick. I looked up the location of the greens, which is 9.8, 11.8, lower decks. So that's step one here, lower decks. But yeah, we're gonna see how today goes. We are housing Ronnie's sister's cats, which we are happy to do, but they are keeping me up at night right now, so I'm a little sleepy. Keep chugging that Metamucil before it gets too thick. Okay, so we are on the lower decks, and we're looking for what is called like Bongo Zongo or something. It was 9.8, 11.8 maybe? 9... So it's like here? Okay. I'm trying to slowly learn where I should be buying everything like that I already have gotten, but I go long periods of time between doing this stuff, so music's going a little crazy in there. That was pretty sick. Are you? Alligator and snail. No, this is the fish guy. Okay, where is... Hold on. 9.8, 11.8. So this is not right. 9.8. Which... Oh, I gotta go through! The only way out is through, or whatever they say. Alright. So, if I go... Or is it like down in here? No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, hold on. But if I leave this area, I'm no longer in the lower decks, right? It might actually just be the whole stream. It's me trying to figure out where the shop is. The upper decks lie above. No, I'm in the lower decks. Okay. 9.4. 5. We're getting there. 8. And then we need to get to like 11. Okay. So it's like right here somewhere. The consortium. Hold on. Rowena. Shop. Maybe it's in the like the shopper's alley or whatever, like at a con. Okay, so your tradecraft, apothecary, culinary, battlecraft, independent jeweler. No, it's 9.8, 11.8, right? Hold on. 9.8, 11.8. So why? Hello? Oh wait, there you are. Purchase items? And yeah. So we want... I mean, we might as well stock up on them, right? Like, what if I just do 50? How much money is that? Does it tell me? 1,800? Great. I'll take it. Okay, there's that. Now they're on there. Now my other thing before we start looking at the main story quest, is let me go in here. We go character. We go companion. Can I... Like, how do I know when they have leveled up? Is my question. Like, does it tell me on the screen? Also, do I have any outfits for you? I gotta get more stuff for you. You're a cutie. So can I drag companion? I can, but it's over the top of my thing. Hold on. So if I pop you, drag you over here. Look at this. I'm learning. Companion. Wait, no, yeah, companion. There we go. Because then we'll have easier access to getting your stuff as well. Okay. The beginning is over. Now, time to figure out what the heck is going on. So, Limsa Lominsa, we want to do when Yugri met the fraternity. So we need... Is it really right here? I remember... Why were we coming to Limsa? Because we just moved to the new area for the... What's it called? Scions. And then did Yugri want to meet the boss here? Boss lady? Xanthiel has orders to point in the direction of the Lominsian underworld. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for a smaller fishing vessel. Look for an inconspicuous Hyrule man there and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Limsian society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and they are united by the bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will only get you so far. In their confidence, you must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. Here's the letter. Go ahead and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Bro was yapping. I'm trying to drink my Metamucil. Okay, so... Where am I? Okay, not that far. So we gotta go here. So, as I said, we're housing some cats. And the evidence of how disarrayed my life has become because of them is that I normally drink my Metamucil first thing in the morning, like it's the very first thing I do. And today, that just did not happen. Alright. So to get here, we go around. Inconspicuous man. I love that they're just labeled by like they're they're like, that guy looks a little shady. Got business with me, adventurer? Here you go. So you're the man the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eaten grin, but what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. I am trying to get people... I was trying to get my girlfriend to play Final Fantasy XIV by being like, look at Thancred. He's a hot, white-haired baddie for ya. Ah, you must be the Far Easterner. What Marrowweave says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, my lady. I'm Yugri. It's an honor to make your acquaintance. You won't mind if I take a sip of my Metamucil. I must confess, when first I learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Eventually, I'm gonna finish my Metamucil, and then we'll be free of the pauses. Might be as simple, might be as my people that I keep in the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business than what remains unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose. I see. I know that the practitioners of my art too are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There's much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you come with us, Yuguri of Do What's It, we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. That didn't come out right, did it? Yuguri, do you want me to mess this guy up for you? I'll get him. I'll get him for you. Master Richard, I shall remain with these people for a time that I might study their ways. I am loath to be separated from my countrymen. I take solace in the knowledge they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words will suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When the time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. As gross as that probably looked, I have finished my Metamucil now. Alright. Before I talk to her again, we go in here. We pop open this thing. What do I get? Omnitone. So if we go character. Nope, this is still better, which makes sense because these are like, you get them, the whatever they're called, poesy marks or whatever, are very, they'll help you like power through things, right? Earrings. Okay. Much and more. Are they saying time has passed? Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the Garlean's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless, you have pressing business to your own. Rest assured, I no longer require an escort. When next you meet Lady Memphilia, pray release her to my humblest, or relay her to my humblest. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise as Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Alright. So. Oh, there's a cat in here. Hello. I knew I heard the sound. Take me there. And we will rotate our beverages like any good streamer. Metamucil's done, so now it's tea and water time. Alright. Look at this little Tonberry. I just love, the minions are great. I love it. Wait. We've got this weird guy. I gotta switch back. We've knocked out that event for now. I would like my golem back, please. I thought that said bricked up man, not wind up brickman for a second. Look at the drip. The drip is so good. I've been getting fed TikToks of people's what's it called? Glamours, and it goes crazy. All right. Load me in. Hello.
I have been reflecting upon the events
voice
that took
acting in
place
this
during
one.
our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me.
She's like, I'm about to be yapping, just so you know.
When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing.
Just casually.
When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove.
Do people still have favorite gloves? Like, I have my winter leather gloves that I like a lot. But I wouldn't consider them like, I don't have a preference between the two of them as long as they're on the right hand.
Long have I known that the echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke.
Elidibus? I was saying Eldibus. Elidibus.
And yet,
it kind of sounds like a ladybug, like a ladybus.
He was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed.
Okay. So I don't really understand the Ascians. Like, are they're like a species, like an ancient species? And were they the primary villain? No, the primary villains in the default game of this before they destroyed it and rebooted it was the evil empire, right? So they're like mysterious beings that we don't know that much about?
To most, it is but a fairy tale. Yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urian,
I don't know. There's like 5 more expansions, and if they're still primary enemies, but they might not be in sight. Yo, what up? What's your name?
Oh, I was just about to send for
What's your name? You're not Thancred. You're the tall one who talks in Shakespearean like rhyme.
Grave tidings.
Eorzea.
It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldesion.
Baldesion.
What
The
of them?
Baldussi. Yo, Ray, what up? How's it going today? Welcome to the party.
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter...
This is reminding me of one of my favorite unsolved mysteries, which is like, it was like an insanely tall lighthouse, and all of the people in the lighthouse disappeared one day, and they don't know what happened. And then the best theory is something called rogue waves, which are like insanely tall waves that you wouldn't expect based on the conditions that just come out of nowhere. So they think maybe one of them got swept up by it. When he said etheric wave, that's what came to mind. Real life? Yeah, it's a real life unsolved mystery. I'd have to look up all the like places and stuff it happened. But like, you know, it's basically like it's a really isolated lighthouse. And the guy disappeared, the lighthouse man employee. But there was no signs of like his clothes are still there was food, like, you know, stuff like that. So the only thing they can think of is that a huge wave took him that was just unexpected for the conditions.
'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
Also, did you get a notification when I went live, Ray? Just wondering.
12 preserve.
I wonder... I was gonna say, do you think these chairs or something in are comfy? We really gotta get like a new couch, and I don't want to get a couch, I want to get sectionals that I can make arranged. But can you imagine if you were like a store that sold sectionals that looked like this? Just sitting in the dark?
It is done, my lord. I... Forgive my impertinence, my lord. But these orders...
Such a little
I'm
sniveling lot delivery.
uncertain.
Forgive my impertinence, my lord.
Revolution.
Oh, the delivery was so good. I love when like a little cutie is like, revolution. That reminds me, there's a new epic rap battle of history coming out today. Okay. We probably want that one. Through the Maelstrom. AFK, okay. Alright, let's get it going. We gotta start making making progress on the main story because it's been too long from all the side quests. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. No, it avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments. Until such a time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns aetheric fluctuations which we previously attributed to good King Mughal XII. The king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the 12th ward. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing aetheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Asilla, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. Problems everywhere, man. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah this time are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in 7th heaven, awaiting a formal response. They're hanging out with Tifa? I see, mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Asilla, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is noted, but I will hear their suit. She's like, yeah, Mom. I should be grateful at your presence at this meeting. Solid. Okay, hold on. I'm going to tab out for a sec. I just want to check something. Okay. Get minimized. So we need... First of all, to get out of this little tiny area. So another thing I would like to figure out today, for if anybody is lurking who knows and wants to speak up, how do I change my Chocobo's color? I know I have to like staple them and do something, but I gotta get my boy blue. Also, if I go past any shops, I want to make sure I go and look for good clothing and stuff. Draggle-tailed refugees. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the 7th Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task, we'll see it done. Calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of the situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one that got took. They say there's work. I can feel like one of my eyelashes sticking together. But there's not for an honest man. Not as would sully his soul sooner than the palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. It's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where, and then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took in those foreigners, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. The situation is rather more complicated. While it is true we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for the organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity, and so it is with great regret I must deny your request. We've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Totoro is all amiss. She's the one that can possess this time. Ill tidings from Ulda, my lady. Alphanod has been wounded. They wounded our boy? Not today. What? How serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the Flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at anyone and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They've been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells. Now the Blades have an excuse to round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. And to see them, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the one we've got. Dang, I can't talk. My lady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding the riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphanod quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Don't worry, we're gonna get our boy back. Thank you. Pray, do not concern yourself with the madness we were distracting earlier. Ida and Papa Lima will see to it. Alphanod is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Richard. Okay. So. Alphanod. Before I leave here, let me just go up here. I want to see if there's any clothing stores. I want to keep gathering clothing, stuff as we play, so I can make outfits. Like, it is really funny to be wearing the slime stuff in every outfit, everything. And I do kind of like this jacket, but we can do better. Collectible appraisal, script exchange. White crafter's scripts. Okay, I don't have any of those, I think. Servant of Splendors. Primal gear. Uncanny knickknack. So these are all weapons. Tomestones. So I have 332 of those, but we need more. Token exchange. Hello, everybody. Friend to the land. Hello. Crafting tools. I'm looking more for, like, general apparel people. I should probably repair my stuff, though. It's been a while. Battle gear. Okay. I mean, that hat do be pretty nice. Show only recently added items. Hold on, let me drag this over so it's not under my TikTok chat. Is there a way to filter by, like, my class? Woolen Billiard. Raptor skin gloves. Boar skin ring band of flames. Woolen dress shoes. I mean, it basically costs nothing. So I'm gonna buy the stuff I can have here. And then we'll eventually just throw it in the dresser. I do kind of like the shoes. Okay, okay. Let me just make sure there's nothing else in here for me to shop at. Okay. Alphanod, you're all the way down here, my guy. Don't worry, I'm coming. They were like, hurry, he's been injured. I've been like, hold on, I got some shopping to do. Okay. As always, it's always good to see the dancing guy. Fireworks? Hello? I can hear him. What shop is this? Clothier. I think that's what I'm wearing right now. Yeah. So, field gear? Novelty gear. False. So but the current event, wasn't that happening in Costa del Sol? Or is there a new event that I don't know about? Cause this is the Moon Fair, right? Or whatever it's called. Alright, onwards. I'm also just looking for stuff to make cool outfits as I wander around, so it might take me a while to get where I'm going. Okay. We don't really need that. Okay, so the Moon Fair is happening, and this just happens to be fireworks celebrating that here, too. Alright, let's go check on Alphinaud. Poor lad. He's just chilling, he looks fine. Yo, I did see... Okay, I think it might be you can only buy it, but I saw a mount called a Spriggan, and I want it. It was so cool looking.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration.
Come on, Tataru.
Well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over.
It's $24, dang. They know what they got with that one. I was like, that's sick.
Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dah, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield.
I just read a book called Joseph Abernathy, or Jonathan Abernathy, You Are Kind, which was kind of about this main point right here. That like a lot of people think of money, like money can solve a lot of problems, but if you are like empty as a person, money will not make you feel better.
So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dah way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
Man, my eyes feel just a little puffy.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight.
And that's why we got revolution coming, based on the little Lalafel's revolution quote.
To question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the
Lolorito, my brain, 100% heard Lord Dorito.
Of the monetarists. and you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have...
Well, that's
deteriorated
obviously
beyond
why it
measure.
was planned during it, Alphanod. You're like aren't you like a tactical guy? You gotta connect the dots. Give me that one. Yeah, okay. Slightly better stats. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that the incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Raubon has to say upon the matter. Sure thing. Now, Alphanod, I hope you don't mind that it will probably take me a little... No, actually, I know how to get there for once. Alphanod, I tend to get lost, but not today. Alright. And I even can fast travel pretty close to it. But yeah, so as I was saying, I saw earlier on TikTok a bunch of people making glamour guides, and I was like, I gotta make a better outfit. But I gotta find good clothing. Oh my god. What is... Palm friend. Just gonna clap. Oh. What are they doing to me? Oh, he's taking a photograph. Pose, baby, pose! Alright. Bow. I'm gonna go do the main story. I was like, are they following me? I've made a new frog friend. Like, okay, so what's the lore behind that outfit? There's gotta be lore, right? Hold on. Let me make sure I clip that little interaction. Stream deck. Clip. Now is not a good time, Richard. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphanod, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons? Some kind of surgeon. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread through the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanland. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need to hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the Ul'dah citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away, but would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the Immortal Flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bear against the benefactors. How much is one gil? Like, is one gil like $1? Or is one gil like a dime? Because, we have so much gil, and I know there are other people who, like, I have a gil cap because I'm in the free trial. But I did see a video of a girl was walking around and a random guy came up and started talking to her, and it just kept giving her a million gil over and over and over again. Come to the point. My point, General, is that the powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion. And now, order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning soon. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were investigated by outside forces, or instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities. I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. We're doing Mission Impossible Ethan mode. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlement suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at the request for such information, but I have no doubt you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup. Hey, False or Ray, if you're here and available, how do I change the color of my mount, my chocobo? Alright, Flame Commander, hello. You look as though you have something to say, Richard, do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words, and able individual may better be suited to the task in the regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking the blades posted there. Okay. Holy crap, have I been here? I have been to Blackbrush Station. So take me out. Okay, so I go to a stable and I feed it, like, do I buy the foods at the stable? Because somebody also mentioned that, and I'm just unfamiliar. I must have been here, but it feels like I haven't. Merchant and Mender. Okay, okay. We don't need those. You got anything cool? No. Alright, I do think I have one of these. I don't know where it is, but I do want to put this in my case. Market board is quickest. Okay, I don't have access to it yet because I haven't subscribed. Cowl. Okay, just check it out. What's here? Away we go. I can tell I'm now, like, I've been into Final Fantasy XIV and I'm really enjoying it, but now I'm enjoying it even more because I'm like, I want to make outfits. Hello. What brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well then, you've come to the right place. You mean those refugees? You won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days away in quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed through recently, gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated, can't say I was sad to see him go. A friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned at Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind, speak with Zazawaka, he will explain everything. And Zazawaka is back here? I also saw somebody who had their board or their actions set up in like diamonds across, and I was like, is that smarter or is it just look nicer? Yo, what up, Zazawaka? Don't hurt me, I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon? You're not a flame, I see. If Leofric bid you speak with me, I take it you've agreed to help. 12 be praised, we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you will see why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. I have no doubt the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg you, find them before he does. Okay. I mean, I get that you're freaking out for a different reason, but you are just hanging out by these, like, giant creatures back here, man. What are you doing? Don't draw, don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Okay, don't worry, buddy. I can soothe you. There. Wait. I spelled it wrong. There we go. Don't worry, it's all gonna be okay, homie. Who are you? What do you want? Ah, it's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. He really, whoever did this pulled out like a, red, the color of, Les Mis style stuff. I thought about running then and there, but others were so excited. He split us into two groups and sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing, then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter in. Oh gods, the other group is still out there. If we don't stop them to be massacred like mine was. Skill speed. I guess that one. Alright. Where are they, buddy? The other refugees are hiding in the cave south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of Sultanate and try to kill us and listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox and all bloody sellswords, they were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to the merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though, if they were forced to confront reality, that's it, challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one man. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Okay, so they are here. Step one. Figure out how to get out of here. And also get on my chocobo. Okay. Cave. No. Maybe I have to come in from the other side, or do I cross over this way? But am I above them now? It kind of looks like it. The spineless basin. I can't fly any higher? Okay. Hold on. Let me... Can I get up here? And then I'll probably have to climb the rest of the way. Please. How land? Am I not allowed to land up here? Oh no. Okay, wait. So this might not be where I'm supposed to be. Final Mario 27. Oh, okay. Oh, hi, cactuars. Through the cave. I think I went in the wrong cave then, because it just led me... Like, this is the cave I went in. Yeah, and obviously I'm not supposed to go up that way. Follow the river. Or am I supposed to go here? Yeah, that's what Jesus was saying too, that this wasn't supposed to be here. La Wawa. Aha! My voice cracked so bad during that. Here we go. Seven hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game. Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Not with my chocobo, if they have anything to say about it. Now, because I logged out, I didn't even see the lava fell under my chocobo. You're still in heal mode, right? Have one of those. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Hopefully work is not stressful. Anyone left? Oh, there is. Okay. I have to set it to healing again. Okay. Just in case. Well, I mean, we're essentially just fighting a bunch of normies right now, so this shouldn't be too bad, but... I say as my HP steadily goes down. Search for other refugees. Oh, speak with him. It changed. You beat him like it was nothing. Thal Almighty, what are we gonna do now? Yeah, the warrior of light benevolently cleanses the land of the peasants. Didn't I talk to you? Oh, I gotta speak with this guy up here. Ooh. Can I get there through here? I can. Oh, I see. The caves are connected in like not an exact route, but a pretty straightforward way. You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What of the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better the handful of them take a beating from you than get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? Where else would he be unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? Okay. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw. But he was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces in the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more must we suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will lead us to ruin. You know, he couldn't be in a place where there was a fast travel point, right? That would be too straightforward. Now, the real question is there any cool gear for me to make glamours in any of these shops on the way? Probably not, but we gotta check. The heck? Oh. I think you're the one I looked at earlier, but let me just double check. Yes. And the heck? What is that? Oh, it's a bird. I was like, is it just a single feather floating through the air? Hello, everybody. Have you seen my parents? Do I look like a man who's seen your parents with the slime on my head? They told me to stay here with the others, that they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with a man from Ul'dah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry, I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. So I could buy a better hat. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, that's him! Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Just actually out here talking like a villain, IRL. Do I look gullible wearing this hat? You! He's getting away. Go get him, mister. This kid's like, I'm on your side. I'm in. Alright. Star Marmot. God, anything with big bushy tails. Just so cute. Listen, man, you don't have to run away. I won't kill you unless you force me to. Oh. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Sedition? Treason? Revolution? That's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ul'dah? You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the thing you claim. Surely you don't give a Keequin's arse about politics? It was business, only business. Come on, man. We both know I am not the one you want. If you agree to protect me, I shall tell you everything. And then he gets sniped. Got him. What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. They didn't assume I was the killer? Or did they see the arrow? Speak with the stone forge. Oh. Hello. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with this victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. The man was responsible for recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Alright, so now we gotta go back and speak to Swift. For a second, I thought we were gonna begin. I mean, like, the events are serious, right? We've got the like revolutions, like the embers of revolution stirring. But when they said Alphadolf was her, I was like, oh, we're starting out kind of big on this one. And then he was like, nah, Thadderon made it up. What is the merchant? Murdered? Damn it all to the 7th hell. He was simply murdered, Richard. He was silenced. Too many knew his face that he was ready to divulge his secrets. Excuse me. Burpee. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. As always, just make sure. Revolution. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphanaut has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak to Bartholomew. Alright, now this... So to get here, I want to go to the Chamber of Rule. What I wouldn't give for like a infinite sprint button in this game to press shift on. Chamber of Rule down here. Alright. So, Cheese Whiz, I brought this up earlier, but I saw somebody had their bars set up and they were like all diamonds. And I was like, why? Is it just aesthetic or did they... I mean, you probably couldn't tell me without seeing the video, like, if there was a purpose for it. It looked nice, but it seemed not efficient. We've been expecting you. Please proceed inside. I obviously want spell speed.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to
Oh,
elude us.
I didn't think of that. It could
Have
be
you
controller.
uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of
Yeah,
those displaced
that
by
makes
the
sense, because I feel like if you were like,
proof of a policy
L2
of
to
discrimination.
proc this menu, press square or whatever.
Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate.
How dare they?
Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters.
This is kind of getting like Ishvalan Revolution from Other Alchemist vibes right now.
This atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated.
People have told me that once they got used to the controller, they really like it, but I don't know. I'm happy with the keyboard.
The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic.
He's played like four-dimensional chess.
Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield.
Okay, this is getting interesting.
The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed.
The Final Fantasy XIV location?
Differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations
Okay,
between our
this
nations.
doesn't make any sense. We are all in disputed territory. We all maintain armies there. If something happens between our armies, it will have no effect on our politics. We're all just gonna pretend that it didn't happen. What is this? They literally are like, stick your head in the sand strategy.
Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
I mean, look at that little face. You think you can trust this guy? Oh, he's doing the Majora's Mask moon smile.
Faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Teleji allegedly. That's actually really clever. Oh my god. I read it as his actual name first, and then my brain was like, wait a second.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself.
So it's it is ultimate weapon. No wait, that's for who's the dang dragon?
If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon
Van
down to the
Darnus. He put some
continent
sauce on it.
Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the ultimate weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil.
We'll just
than
build a
to
bigger
form
cannon to
that
deal with the
long
bigger
since ceased
dragon.
to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans
My hair's
did the Ultima
tangled.
weapon,
I gotta do
we
some
have little doubt
washing
that he
later.
would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
What's the meme from the gotcha game? The really famous one. But anyways, the something da 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 da. They have that sound from it. Teleji Adeleji almost fits it.
That he should
Genshin
aspire
Impact.
to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
Damn. She said just let them know the secrets.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Oh, never a normal day for the Scions, am I right, buddy? Alright, Alphanod, what's up? I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos is the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. You are, of course, the Scion best suited to this task, Corporeal Rad. Corporal. Do take a moment to visit Maelstrom Command and make inquiries at the earliest available opportunity. Begone, whelp, this is no place for children. Wait, is this the kid that helped me catch that guy? He's cool. I'm sorry. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? So he visited Stone's Throw as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I am afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'd help me look, mister? Of course, but first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see. No one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there. We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. Most kids would be like, I want to know the secret. This is not normal child behavior. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an Aether Star Primal, even dealing with an Askian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. You sound like you're talking about revolution too. This is Memphilia. I know this is sudden. You have to return the Revenant's toll with all due haste. The situation in the 12th has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Speaking of Memphilia. Twelveswood, then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of Ixali activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Go, you know as well that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. And when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she didn't fear for my safety, I am more than capable of protecting myself. Alright. Was I fast traveled there? No. Okay, yes, take me back to Mordona, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick, and then we'll just keep on keeping on. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Ooh, alright. I have returned. And let's get the primal in. Another upcoming raid. It's been a lot of walking like from place to place today, and only one little bit of combat. I'm itching to shoot a spell at somebody. Alright, Memphilia, what went wrong? It is a relief to see you healthy and hale. The latest news was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphinaud suffered was to his ego. Doubtless, it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Yeah, sure. Bring them in. Oh, I thought you were just gonna have it go. Oh, hold on, I gotta answer this. Yes, I got the movie tickets weeks ago. The new Insidious is out tonight, and I'm excited. Even though the last Insidious 5 was really bad, it's a fun franchise. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent business. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called the revered guardian, the primal Ramuh. Okay, so does Quetzalcoatl show up in this too? Because Ramuh is normally one or the other. Yo, Jesse, how's it going today? I'm sorry, may have, then it is not certain. The Elder Seed Seer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of Lord of Levin's return. The Sylphlins, however, display no signs of undue commotion. What the heck is the Lord of Levin? Like leavened bread? Forgive me, antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is repeatedly only acting in defense of his children. We just fought Leviathan. This isn't the old man, lightning man, right, Ramuh? Levin is lightning. Interesting. Like, what's the etymology of it? I've just never heard it in that way. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if we were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the Touch Ones and their movements? If preparations for summoning a ritual were indeed underway, it would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things in Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking about their territory? Thanks for the like. Middle English, okay. I'm actually really excited because Werewolf, the new movie by whoever did the remake of, my brain's broken, what the heck is it called? Nosferatu, is Werewolf's going to be in 13th century Middle English. Which, that's like on the border of maybe Old English? No, it's probably a couple hundred years. They already summoned Ramuh once after the Calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement their actions in the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. So we did nothing. And I maintain the observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud that, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like the Sylphs perceived the panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon God. I am put in mind of the Titan and the Kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved ways for Primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this is a regrettable development, does afford us unique opportunity. Richard, through your dealings with the Sylphs of little solace, you were once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal suffering. A fond hope, were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with beastmen such time immemorial. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must first consult with the nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Richard. Pray report to Commander Ilua at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. I hope for peaceful resolution to this matter. Experience suggests that your meetings with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. I had to make sure of I got an email. It was about my eBay order. Okay, take me to the Lord of Levin. I can only imagine how many projectile spots I'm gonna have to dodge on the map during Ramuh dropping lightning bolts on us, so. Earlier, I like the straw hat with the flowers. That's cute. Hello. Richard the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a Primal has ever caused for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak to you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial skills, may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nafika's altar. The conjurer and attendants will admit you to the Lotus Stand. Alright. I am probably gonna take my slime helmet off soon, but I'm gonna do it with like a witch's hat or something. I'm looking at people's gear when I walk by them so I can see if I can figure out if people got cool stuff. The other signs have arrived. May I show you in? Sure, let me in. Okay.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest.
A kindly old man with a passion for throwing lightning bolts.
To echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs, too, have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered
He's
as
pretty
much for
chill.
his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
We just walk up to him and be like, "You cool?"
Power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a Primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations.
Don't worry, I've got it under control. Nothing can go wrong.
Has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
You know, we have a really good record of defeating the Primals, but we also have like 100% record of when we get involved, a Primal appears. So we might actually just be the cause of all the problems.
Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Ominous, but okay. So, when I look at this, why does it say I'm recruiting for parties? Like, how do I turn this off so it stops telling me? Because I'm not recruiting, right? Okay. Click the gear. Oh. So. Like, this would not show it in the log. I'm just wondering why it thinks... Oh, all of them match your search conditions. So this is not something I did. These are parties on the server that are searching. That's fine. Okay. I thought that was cluttering my own log. Yeah. I didn't need to change it. Well, because it's parties that are just looking for people who are looking for parties. It's not like I'm still like in like a queue somewhere. So I don't mind. Chocobo? Take me to see the old man. Also, what do you guys got for sale clothing-wise? Are you the shop? You are not the shop. It's gotta be up, right? Gold leaf. Okay. So I don't have any of that, I think. Yeah. They're like, if you wanted to find the party, it'll pop up in here and you can click it. I was told to expect you. I understand you go treat with the Primal Ramuh himself, an unenviable task, but one for which I doubt you are well suited. I would have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation in the area we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I'd ask you abide here until they return. Yeah. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish your investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished their searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the Touched Ones summoned Lord Ramuh. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man and his fellow Scion? It'd be this one's pleasure walking one. Please confirm with this one. Okay. So there was some stuff I could have gotten there. Maybe. Let's find out. I hope you don't mind that I rode my chocobo up here, good people. Okay, so I could like exchange for stuff here. I like the music here. It feels like it should go da 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 da. So I was saying it earlier, and people told me how much it costs, but the Spriggan mount is so cool. Listen, old man. You don't have to be mad at us. Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylvanlands. These ones must be proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. So you couldn't... There's not even like an escort mission? Like, I just have to go find them again? Come on. Flight makes everything easier. Wilbur and Orville, right? Okay, I forgot that stuff had changed like that. So there used to be a quest here for that. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close will Ramuh, and they may turn nasty like touch ones, and so this one must say farewell. Walking one will find wise ones not far from here. Go south in safety, walking one. Milk root sapling. Hey, what up, guys? So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wrecking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on each Tola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papa Limo. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble, so... At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring the etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion that, to wit, that Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's aetherite. Come Richard, the Lord of Levin, awaits. Where that? Oh, I see. There's a dot on the map. Hey! Be cool. Oh shit! I have angered the forest. Okay, actually I can charge up Carbuncle. You go away, you stinky little evil cabbage. I'm stuck on an invisible wall. Alright, you can't move. What just... Did somebody target me? Alright, zoom through here. Nothing ominous happening here.
Betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Holy crap! He kind of looks like a mind flayer.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
And also those peasants from earlier that we took out.
Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind.
Okay, apparently he's not reasonable at all. He hates our ass.
Gridanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other.
Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark
He's ruminating on like Kingdom Hearts plot lines.
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
It's true, I'm here. We don't want to fight.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal.
Oh, okay, so I still have to, like, do something crazy.
If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Yeah. He's very flashy.
Bringer of light, I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Eorzea, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
I thought he just left without saying a word.
Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Okay. So, the striking tree heart is now accessible. But I have to have the right, Ah! What the heck? You guys couldn't hang around and stop this person from bothering me? I was gonna say, I have to have the right item level, probably, or whatever it's called, equipment level. Who am I? Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we'll see how long this takes, because this would be a good, if we finish this raid, and then, we'll have time to, it'd be a good, like, wrapping up point, naturally. So, while we wait, take me to New Gridania. And in here. Is this the inn? I don't think so. I should be doing the yokai quest, jokingly. I got the one that mattered right now, so. I wanted to make some progress today because we had spent so much time doing yokai stuff. Alright. Wait, this is not the right place. I thought that was the inn for some reason. Although maybe the trader could have something cool. Let's take a look. Oh wait, this is another place. So they probably only take the marks. And I'm not a member of this organization. Alright. Rocket scientist Bubutsu Butsu Kupo. It's right here, right? The inn? Like, it should be right by where I am. It's down here, I think. Yeah. I would like to go in here. And overall, my outfit is pretty good. I don't have any... Well, I need to put my hat in there. I just don't know if I have anything I actually like. I do like the Vigil hat. Torturer's Monocle is an insane name for an item. Okay, so that's got that on it. Oh, I don't have any prisms. I forgot about that. Oh well. Man, I'm still the only one in the party right now. What is the average wait time right now? 6 minutes, and we're 4 minutes in, so. Alright, let's look around. So this is where I use the tombstones, right? Because, like, I should be using the tombstones to get, like, way better weapons and gear and stuff when I do these. Now that I'm far enough in. So, like, I would want to go magical range DPS, subcategory. 130 is probably the highest. And I have this. Should I be spending my tombstones on these right now, or should I just, like, save a bunch and then later I'll probably be able to buy really good stuff? Because these all, like, they increase my damage and speed, like, how fast I cast, right? So, like, the choker is probably good for now. But you can also run these, like, infinitely to get them, so... You know what? Let's buy them. What else do we got going on? Every time I'm hanging out in this area, I get the same vibe as the Shire and the Lord of the Rings MMO. And that's where I was. I'm not part of the organization. Okay. Where is it? There we go. So I think I'm supposed to be able to buy glamour prisms from over here, right? Somewhere. There was a merchant. Right, I need to have glamour prisms to buy glamour prisms. I think. We figured something out last time. What else you got? Okay. Well, I guess we'll just go mess around and do some fates while we wait, because we're just waiting for the queue to pop. Bubble trouble. Okay, so we need to take out Bernie. Good old bubbly Bernie. It is kind of crazy that I think nobody has shown up in our queue yet. I'm the only one. Get out of here, you bat. Or whatever you are. It's ready! Okay, hold on. I'm in. There was no party, and all of a sudden there was full party. Oh, the raid music never fails. He has arrived. Hello, I'm new. I'll do my best. Okay, pay attention. So that one, like, if we had been in, like, the radius of each other, it would do extra damage, right? If I'm understanding correctly. I couldn't move. I'm sorry, team. Take that. Okay, okay. I'm seeing the Matrix a little bit here. I assume you're talking about fantasy football. You picked 8th. I am a football fan, but I don't know enough about fantasy football to make an intelligent statement. Holy crap! Oh shit, I was looking at my screen and not or my quick bar, not the map. I'm stuck! Wait, what am I supposed to do with this one? Okay. So far, so good. Just because they're healing me so much and I'm bad. The music for this one's not as intense as some of the other ones. It is good, but it reminds me of Dot Hack. Thank you. Carried by the party forever.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart.
You will be the solution to all of mankind's evil.
Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Okay. No pressure, but you know.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians.
This does not look comfortable at all to wear that way.
But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Okay. So, I guess, we'll go to the Rising Stones. We'll, talk here. And then we'll wrap up. But I feel like we knocked out a good number of quests today. Hi, Thor. Such an easily spooked little kitty you are. But yeah, I feel like there's probably still a good number before, before the Heaven's Ward, but progress is progress, I guess. Richard, you have returned. How did Ramuh receive your visit? He hates us. He challenged you to a test of arms. You have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted your as the Forest Champion of Peace. You performed a monumental duty this day. The Elder Seed Seer must be informed of your deeds at once. Okay. They will wish to hear your experience firsthand. Return to Gridania. Make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurate, they were expecting you. I knew they were going to send me back here. This is what I was waiting for. Because that would be a perfect wrapping up spot. Now, where the heck am I in the quest list for the patch quest for a Realm Reborn? We gotta be over halfway now, right? Give me that sprint. Yes, we want to go here. And let's just set ourselves up for whatever the heck the next issue is gonna be. Hello, everybody.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict.
I mean, it turned out that he just really did not want to have any kind of normal discussion. He wanted to test my martial skill and then determine that I was the prophet that would bring mankind to peace.
I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new sprung realm is to survive beyond
I mean,
its
the world
infancy,
already like experienced the
must
apocalypse
needs be
once. We just
nurtured by all.
it's only been what, like a decade? We can't do this again, man.
Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation,
Yeah, can I get like a house or
shall
something?
endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause.
Then I'd be really
henceforth.
motivated to protect the area, because I'd have lodgings in the area.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Okay. Speak with Papa Limo. Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Richard? I'd hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to Primal's sudden challenge, and it seems that Eorzea too is pleased with the outcome. What say you? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Alright. I like to end this knowing kind of like what the next B is, you know? Like, who's the next Primal? What's going on? Hello. They getting a drink? Give me more voice acting. It's so much better with this voice acting. Welcome back. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of my own, but Eorzea's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of Askian's immortality. Let's assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Eorzea, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white,
Elder Bussy.
Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
So La Habrea is coming back, is what we know.
In the intervening time, Eorzea and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time
Wait,
of his
am I gonna have to
transfiguration
summon the Primal
have
to
proven
ascend
most
to be able to
enlightening.
kill an Ascian?
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Tutorial time?
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal...
Is this like how we argue that fungi are actually alive, right? We're not sure. I don't know if that's right. I remember hearing that somewhere.
The ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately
Body
took
hopping.
possession of a nearby minion.
A
Classic
soul
nightmarish
that
behavior.
dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance. But no.
Oh, so limbo.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Y'shtola looks like she's like, we could crush their souls.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap
But now
and
we have a goal to
extinguish
work
an Ascian
toward,
soul.
so we could actually figure
Yet,
out
I believe it to be possible.
how
The
potentially
pieces
to
of
do
the puzzle
it.
lie before us. We have but to put them together.
Okay.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Garlean. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Garlean survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
What a
I shall,
glasses are
Archon.
always
Thank
half
you.
full kind of vibe. Dang, freaking the Organization 13? The Lord of Levin has returned to the Aether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man, Heidelin's servant grows mightier by the day. Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls have grown weak and wan. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted to forge the final key. And the task to which we bend our every effort. There he is, La Habrea. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the battlefield by their eager hands, shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. It's pretty sick imagery right there, not gonna lie. Alright, quest complete. Okay, one last bit of talking. Oh, are we getting into materia now? Now that the matter of Ramuh has for the present been put to rest, there's something I would show you. There's a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all defeated Primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mughal Mog XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there's only one among our number that have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Richard, and Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in the realm until such a time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife of his own. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the Primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what we might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of little solace who wish naught of conflict, of the Alamegans and the dolmens who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. There are the many unsung individuals who have gathered here on Revenant's Toll, honest men and women who seek to employ the skill for the good of all. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alright, bye, Alphanod. I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention. There are some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report that I stand before you now. That and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from Elle, the refugee girl, the one whose parents are missing. They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks. Alphanod, am I to understand you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. You have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now. I suggest you put the affairs of the realm to one side. Take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Dolmen children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Eorzea was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Oblige him a visit. Aren't you going to give me, like, materia or something? Okay. Well, I guess that's a good wrapping up place for today. Before I call it fully, let me just, let's see where we're lying in the quest stream. Realm Reborn West list. Let us see. We're doing the 50 to 80. Still Waters. Through the Maelstrom. What are we doing? Speak with Eorzea. Guardians of Eorzea. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So 47 more quests until Heaven's Ward. And I have no concept of how many we did today. Probably like 10 to 15, so it's going to be a while. But when I finish Final Fantasy VI, I think I'm going to double up on Final Fantasy XIV. So we'll be doing like 6 hours a week of it minimum. But thanks for hanging out, everyone. And the tips, Cheese Whiz and False and Jesse and people on TikTok. Wherever you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on Twitch, follow on the other platforms, same username everywhere. It helps out a lot. And we'll be back for Final Fantasy VI on Wednesday. I'll see you later. Bye.